I see it. What from? What do you think? Wait a minute. What was that again? Okay, cool. Let's see if that works. Yep, it works. The fuck? Oh shit! I forgot that I did that. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, Barbie, how you doing? Happy holiday. Hope you're having a good one. Trying to figure out something here. Available to 1409. Okay, cool. I didn't even know that. I forgot. I totally forgot. Shit. Oh well. That's a good thing. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Let me just check something here. 1, 2, 1. D. Dang. Okay. That's not bad. All right, Marky. All right, Marky, we're good. Okay. Just wanted to go check something. Your late husband and many family members are military. Yes. Much respect to goes out to all the fallen soldiers. I know that in spirit they're all helping everybody just like they help people in real life. I went to the cemetery today, Barbie, for the first time to go see my dad. But you know me, I don't really, need to go to no cemetery because I know they're not really there. But I went with my mom and my sister. And we put flowers on the grave. And then I went to go see my grandmother as well. She's at the same place. And I never knew my grandma was like there until I actually saw the actual grave myself. And I was looking for it, because back then they had these little plaques on the front of the actual grave. And now they got big plaques and stuff. So I went to look for it and I found it. So I visited my grandma's grave for the first time ever. She's been gone for 11 years. Hard to believe already. And my dad's grave is like probably 30 feet away. And I read the plaques until I found it because I knew it was somewhere, but I heard about where it was. But I'm not really a cemetery grave type of person. Not too many people are, but I walked around there like I was okay because I know what's going on, unlike some people. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I kind of like felt different because I went, and I always wanted to see where my granny's grave was. And I saw other people that I know, my cousins and stuff, were all there. I saw their graves and stuff. It was pretty cool. So I went for the first time today. I kind of just glanced over at my dad's grave, and then that was it. I just kind of really didn't say anything or do anything because I don't really have to go to the cemetery to do that. I've already tried to explain people that's just their corpse and their body's there, but their spirit's been gone. Their spirit ain't hanging around there. They don't hang out at the cemetery. I've never seen that in my life. But yeah, the good thing is I saw my granny's grave, and her name was on the plaque when she was born, when she died. And I had forgot how long it was, but it was in 2014 she passed away. So it's been 11 years already. If my granny was alive, she would have been 105. That's crazy. So yeah, I went to the grave. My mom went. My mom and my sister, we put flowers. There was flowers everywhere. A lot of people put flowers everywhere, but today's a very shitty day weather-wise. It's rainy, windy. So all the flowers were knocked over. I picked some flowers up and put it back on the graves, being a good Samaritan. I don't like seeing, things blown over and falling down when it should be on top of the grave. So yeah, it was a weird experience, but it was okay. I did it more for my mom. She wanted to go. She doesn't understand this mediumship type of things like I do. So to me, it's just like a regular day going through a grave. Ain't nobody gonna bother me. No one did actually. Hey Marley, how's work? I was just telling Barbie I went to the cemetery today to visit my dad, my cousins, my grandma. Three more hours and three more minutes. Hell yeah. It's almost 3 o'clock here. I just came from the grocery store. It was packed. Pure people down there. I'm like, oh God. Yeah, me and my sister went to take my mom. It was very windy, so we had to make sure she didn't fall and stuff. And we had the umbrella just in case it rained because it was raining. It was raining right up until the time we got there. As soon as we got there, the rain stopped. And I'm like, here we go. Crazy. But I'm glad I went. I walked around, you know, walked around, checked everything, saw a lot of people that I knew that were there. Some nice, tombstones and stuff. It was pretty cool. Like I said, it doesn't really bother me like that. It bothered me before. I remember the first funeral I went to. It was at that place, and I told my mom, I said, you remember this place, Mom? She's like, of course. I said, this is all sand and red brick, and it was a shithole. And now it's all nice. The cemetery's all got a paved road. It's got like Grass, flowers. It's got like a gate. It looks really nice now. Cause I haven't been there for 30 something years. That shows you how many funerals I go to. I don't really do that type of shit. It don't really bother me like that. I just don't go to people's funerals unless I really know you or it's a big deal. And yeah, and if I have something to do, I'm gonna make an excuse not to go because I don't want to. But I don't mind going to the cemetery. It don't bother me. When I went there, no one spoke to me. No one connected with me. No one tried to speak to me. It was weird, but it was cool at the same time because I know they're not there. You know, I try to prove that to people all the time. Ain't anybody worried about me? Anybody gonna connect with me or say, "Hey, Mark, it's me. Look." They're not at the cemetery. They're out gallivanting, doing what they got to do. They're out at their home. You think they bust their ass to make a to build a house and pay for a house and not live in it? They're gonna live in it in spirit world too. I already proved that. They're not gonna be in a cemetery in no fucking box. That's their corpse. That's their body. Otherwise, that they're been gone. They ain't going around there. They're around Ganavan right now. They're in Hawaii. They're all over the place, visiting family, chilling, catching up. I guarantee it. So yeah, it was like a dead feeling to me. No pun intended. But yeah, it was just a weird feeling. When I went to the grave, I was just like, whatever. I know you're not here, Dad. It's all good, bro. You know, these people don't listen. They don't want to listen to me anyway. But yeah, Dad, don't worry. We'll put flowers here just for the heck of it. They don't understand, but it's all good. They want to do it, go right ahead. Yeah, it is. They sent me an email with the video footage of my dad's funeral, and I would never watch that. Hell no. No, thank you. I don't care about watching that, and I won't watch it again, and I don't care to watch it again because I don't want to watch things that make me sad, and I don't want to watch things that don't remind me of my father. So, and plus, I have a different situation where I don't need that. I don't need to look at those things or deal with those things. Thank God I'm a medium, and I don't have to put up with that bullshit. No, thank you. I'd rather talk to people in spirit, talk to spirit in spirit, I mean, and not have to deal with what did happen and what, you know, happened, whatever, and all that type of shit. I don't want to see all that stuff. I put that email right in my archives here. You can put it there. Somebody needs it, they can look at it, but not me. No, no. Being there is bad enough, let alone watching it again. Hell no. Mm-mm. No, no. No. That's the last thing I want to remember my dad as in a fucking box. I don't want that. Mm-mm. But such is life, you know. Some people just that's their only way to mourn. That's their only way to deal with things. So better them than me, cause I don't do that. Positive vibes only. Positive memories only. And I hope I don't have to deal with another one soon. No, no. And today is a day where people remember people who passed away. It's Remembrance Day. You remember the people that have died before you, especially all the people that have done a lot for us in the military and everywhere else. But It shouldn't be a sad time. It should be a time where you say, you know what, they were a good person. They did this, they did that. So proud of them. You remember them in spirit. You talk to them in spirit. You know, don't sit there and cry and mourn and bitch and moan about how God took them from you and this and that. Fuck that shit. Just accept it and know that that's the way it's gonna be. It's kind of weird though. It's very weird. But hey, what can you do? Same here. You know, I've already, you know, told people that many a times that spirit wants to look the way they want to look. They're not gonna appear to you in a shitty way. They don't want to look like that. They want to go back to what they look like in a certain era or a certain year or a certain way you remember. You know, that's what they usually do anyway. They make sure that they show you an image of when they were at their best point, not when they're at their worst. Because that's where you can transform everything into whatever you want to look like. Hey Marilyn, how you doing? So that's what I'd rather, think of them as. And my mom was saying some stuff about how when you pass away, you're in a purgatory. It's like a period where, you get assessed to where you're gonna go and I'm like, Mom, if that's what you want to believe, you go right ahead. I believe that that probably applies to some people. I said, at the end of the day, if you ain't killed nobody and, murdered somebody and, did some serious crimes, then you won't be in no purgatory or nothing like that. I said, Dad's good. He's in a good place, trust me. Dad never hurt a fly. He's fine. Oh, I have to pray for him. I say, yeah, go right ahead. You can pray for him all you want. I told her, I said, I highly doubt it works that way. But hey, whatever. Whoever wants to believe whatever they want. I'm not saying I know everything or I know more than anybody else, but I'm only telling you what I see. That's all. I never really see those things. It's probably not meant for me to see anyway. It's none of my business. I'm just supposed to connect with spirit. I ain't worried about what they're doing or what they're saying. I ain't worried. I ain't judging them or anything. They just gonna got the message to get across, and that's it. Nice to know you. Goodbye. I ain't gonna ask them how it works. I'll find that out when I get there, which is no time soon, hopefully. I need God to keep me on earth so I could take care of these people. Somebody's got to deal with it. Somebody's got to take care of these damn people. Somebody's got to talk sense into them. Somebody's got to read them. Somebody's got to be a medium. Somebody's got to smile and laugh with them. We'll be all right. It's getting windier and windier here. It's been raining on and off. It's getting dark. It's only 3:09 here, and it's getting darker and darker. It's so dark outside. Cloudy, windy. I had to pack things away. It was flying away and shit. Always some bullshit. Always some bullshit. What the hell? Holy shit. All I did was press something and boom. Crazy. Mm-mm-mm. All right. That's good. I wish the weather was better. That way I can do some stuff outside. But it didn't work that way. Okay. Heck is that? I don't know why people like put up their pictures before they actually, end up making themselves look stupid. Shut up, man. Why are you still on if I turned it off? Okay, Bobby, take care. Yeah, it's super windy here. So windy I had to turn off my camera because the wind was triggering my camera just now. It's like super windy. I'm like, what the hell? Had to turn off the damn camera. It was going crazy. That sucks. Mm. It's 9 o'clock tonight. It's the game. Let's go. Marilyn, thanks for the super chat. Hey Dan, how you doing, bro? Happy holiday. All right, what I would say, Marilyn, is this person looks forward to working with you, but they're still kind of like wondering what you're up to and what how you're gonna react and what how far you want to go with this whole thing. But they're willing to negotiate. They're willing to, find some success in the whole thing. They're willing to maintain peace with each other and be firm about what they want. They don't know how you're gonna react. They might have different. I think this person CW is worried more about, you know, whether or not they're going to be able to, trust you 100%, whether you're going to trust them, vice versa, thinking that, oh, I hope she's okay with me because I sure want to be okay with her. And I hope that we can negotiate. I hope we can successfully do things. I hope we can, be together instead of opponents. I think there's a little worry maybe about the whole thing, but I feel like after you guys actually start to work together or get in the groove of working together, things will get better as time goes on. Like this person might be like thinking of like not wanting to fail you and make sure they help you and not fail you in any way. So I feel like this person might be just worried about working with you and making sure they do what they can because they know that you really want to work with them and stuff. But I feel like it's going to be successful in the long term. So I would say they're currently feeling that, hey, I'm willing to do this, but are you serious or what? Like, are we just talking about it or are we going to actually do it? You know? So I think they need more of a reassurance that you actually want to work with them and you're actually being serious or they're being serious and they want to show you that they're going to be serious. Oh, you went out to discount furniture places for a new chair. Oh, nice. I went to the cemetery today with my mom and my sister to go visit my dad, and I finally found out where my grandma is in the cemetery after all these years. My grandma's been dead for 11 years. So my mom said that the grave was further away. So I walked over to it and I saw the plaque on the bottom, her name, her birthday. So I was like, oh, cool. Now I know where my grandma is. Because I'm not really never was a cemetery person, but now I can go and I don't really feel nothing because ain't nobody there to be talking to me anyway. You know. But it was nice to know where they are. Saw some of my cousins that have passed away there with their tombstone plaques and all that, flowers everywhere. I actually picked up a vase of flowers that got knocked over by the weather. I picked it up and put it back on the grave of some people that were there. So yeah, it was a weird experience. You know, it was weird, but it was like nothing that made me feel any type of way. It was alright. Have any spirits ever appeared in front of me? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, a few times here and there. Yeah. Not very often, but I do see them in front of me. Yeah. Hasn't been a while before that since that's happened, but yeah. It was weird because when my brother-in-law left here for good, he let his grandfather was here in spirit, and I actually saw him, and I told him get the fuck out, and I argued with him for like 20 minutes, and he wouldn't leave. He kept like going around and around in the room, and I kept trying to get him out. Tried to corner him. I tried to like plead with him. He was just being a dickhead. So I was like, all right, well, looks like I'm gonna have to get some help. So I got my psychic friend here that I deal with. She's the only one who has the courage to do it. So I called her and she came over and then we double banked his ass and got him out of here. And he slammed the door on the way out like a dickhead. So it's pretty funny. I thought it was pretty fun. My friend didn't. She was like, if you weren't here, I would have never realized this was actually true. And I was like, well, she doesn't really see spirits and deal with them like that. But I just wanted her to like keep saging around the room so I can see his outline and see him and see where he's moving so I can get him out. So I cornered him and I got him out the bathroom window. So when he left the bathroom window, there was all this yellow residue all over it, and the place had just been cleaned. Then I had to clean the residue off the screen and wash it into grass so it won't come back. So that was like I would say it was a couple years ago now, maybe two 2 years ago that happened. 2.5 years ago. Yeah, about 2.5 years ago. That was the last time that he appeared in front of me. But it was he was annoying, so I had to like see him, and he actually looked like the hermit card, like the guy who has the robe and big beard and everything. It looks like shit. That's what he looked like. And when I described him to my sister, she says, "Oh my God, that's my ex-husband's grandfather," because I saw him before he passed away. I was like, "Well, that's him. He won't get out, but he's gonna get out now." Forced his ass out. So, but I'll never forget my friend. She had the sage. She was going around the room. I told her go from left to right. So she started on the left, and I was in front of the doorway like this, and she came around like that. She came all the way around like this, and I saw him going towards the bathroom, and he looked at me with this evil look, and he's like, "All right, fine, I'll leave." And I was like, "You're damn right you're gonna leave. And she's like, "Oh, you see him?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm talking to him right now. He's right here. He's going into the bathroom. Keep coming." She got kind of scared, right? And I was like, "Just keep coming. Don't worry. He's not gonna hurt you, right? Just keep coming with the sage so I can see like the smoke and the shit like all around." So next thing you know, he goes into the bathroom. He looks at me with these evil eyes, and he takes the door and he goes, "Boom!" And then she jumped, and her back was facing the door, and she was facing me. And I said, "Stay in front of me. Don't do anything." So then she jumped like, and the door closed. And then I said, "Leave." I said, "Look." She goes, "Oh my God, how the fuck did the door close? There's no wind or anything." I said, "He closed. He's mad. He's gone. He's in the bathroom. He's probably gonna leave through the window. Just give him a few minutes. Just come over here now." So she was like, "Yeah, gladly enough, I'm coming over here." She went outside. She went outside, and then I said, "Look, stay down there because he's gonna like he might go nuts in here." So I opened up the bathroom door, and then I looked at the window, and it had the screen had all this yellow residue all over it, and the place had just been cleaned by a bunch of cleaners. And I took a pee in there before this all happened. And I knew everything was clean. So his residue from his spirit went through the screen, and you saw like all the yellow residue to say that he was gone. So then I took the screen off and I washed it and I put it back. And then after that, we never had a problem again because he was the only one left in the house that was causing problems. So I had to get rid of him that way. But my friend always says, if I wasn't here, Mark, I would have never believed this shit. And I was like, well, here you go. Here's your first experience on how to get a spirit out of a house that's not wanted. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? I don't know if he was a Leo. He might have been. I'm not sure. All I know is he ain't here now, and he never came back. Cause I would have known he was here. But that was an experience that was pretty funny. Cause my friend, she's a psychic, right? But like she's not really into like spirit stuff. She's not a medium or anything like that. She doesn't really deal with like she deals with fairies and she deals with angels and all this type of stuff. And she's a tarot reader. She's like a healer and stuff. I met her through like my sister and stuff, and we talked. And I read her. I did a mediumship reading for her and gave her some cards and stuff, helped her out. So I was like, "Look, I just need somebody to help me." And she was like, "Okay." I was like, "Look, I'll tell you what to do. You're not gonna get hurt. Nothing bad's gonna happen." So she did it. And then she told my sister about it like right after. She's like, "Your brother's crazy. He got this spirit out of the house and he slammed the door." I was like, "Yeah, I've seen worse than that. I've seen them go crazy. I've seen them like climb walls, act up, fly around, act like they're fucking crazy." But that was like not here. That was in Portugal. I saw some crazy bullshit here and there. And after that, it kind of like, tarnished my mind a bit. And I was like, no, no, I'm not going to do this type of stuff. I'm only going to do like, you know, other things. I don't want nothing to do with this crazy shit. I don't need to see shit flying around. And no, no, no thanks. So I control what happens now, which is great. Hey, Paris, how you doing? You doing well, Lynn? Good. How's your holiday going? Marilyn, thanks for the super chat. You said, "How does my Aries uncle feel and think about?" Okay, let me check. Yeah, don't pull the drain. You gotta wash yourself first, then. Yeah, I've had some crazy spiritual situations, but nothing I can't handle. Nothing like bad, because I know they can't really, you know, they're not gonna really do anything to me like that, because they're not like bad, bad. I'm not dealing with like demonic shit, so I don't have to worry about that type of stuff. That shit will never enter in my life anyway. So I have to deal with like getting not demonic spirits, but like bad spirits that don't want to leave. Like I can get a spirit out of your house. I can do it. and I can compromise with them and get them out of there and talk to them and deal with them, or tell them, hey, look, if you're gonna stay here, you need to stop fucking around. You know, stop flicking switches, stop making noises, stop aggravating the dog. I've had to do that before. I've had to tell Spirit, hey, look, don't act up, please. You know better than that. You're freaking these people out, Or why don't you go visit someone else and come back later? Why don't you go do something else with your time? These people are aggravated, yeah? Sometimes I have to do things like that, but it's very rare that I do things like that. 'Cause a lot of time it's in people's heads. It's in people's minds. Spirit will fucking trick you and shit. Okay, Lynn, cool. I think we're all in that same boat. We're all trying to economize best for our expenses and how much we spend and how we live amongst our means. I mean, we shouldn't, or what we need and what we want. That's the main thing. You have to get what you need, not what you want. What you want is might not be what you need. That's the biggest challenge in life, in my opinion, with finances. You're like, do I need this or do I want it? Nah, I want it. It's cool. I'll put it back. I'm having a problem with that too. Or at least that's my dilemma. All right, how does this? He doesn't really feel any type of way, like bad way or anything. He just thinks that it's unfortunate that this Scorpio aunt is like, doing these things. Um, but it seems like he's up right here. He seems like he's not really worried about this type of shit. He doesn't really care because it's not his problem. He's not gonna mentally be drained over it or like think about it a lot. He thinks it's childish that you guys are actually like, arguing about things. That's his thought. But his feeling is, I don't really care. I have my life to deal with. So if this Aries uncle of yours, if he's a busy person, then he doesn't really have time to be worrying about what the hell's going on in you guys' life. So they're more, and I think he also feels that this if he's known this Scorpio aunt of yours for a while, he's probably saying, ain't nothing changed. This woman's always been this way. I've known her forever. I've always known her since I was young. And she ain't changed one damn bit. She's always doing dumb shit or she's always finding herself in these predicaments. So he might be saying and feeling those type of things, you know? And he also feels that because she's like had broken engagements and loneliness and unhappiness and love, it makes her lash out on people and do stupid shit. That's what he thinks. But him personally, he doesn't really give a shit. I get him like in an energy where he's like, whatever their problem is their problem. I've got my own shit to worry about, and I ain't got nothing to worry about because my life is good. That's what his mentality is. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how he feels and thinks about that situation. Like he doesn't want to get involved. He doesn't want to mentally worry about these things. But he has his own choice thoughts about her, you know? And you. He just thinks that it's pointless having, arguments and things like that. But an Aries person usually don't really give a shit. Like they got their they think that they're so a lot of Aries people are so self-centered that they not all, don't take my words out of context, you Aries people. But most Aries people are like more worried about themselves than anybody else. They don't have time to be like worried about your life. And that's how the cards showed up. Like I got my own problems. I ain't worried about these damn women. Cat fight. Lynn said, hey, Marco Polo. Marco Polo. Marco Polo. In Portuguese, they don't say Mark, M-A-R-K. They say Marco. A lot of people call me Marco. Oh, your name's Marco? I'm like, no, bro. Mark. M-A-R-K, not M-A-R-C. My name's Mark, like the Bible. Yeah. That's why I'm God's son. Yeah. That was me in my last life. I wrote the Bible. I wrote a lot of stuff in there. Chapter, all the Mark's chapters are the right ones. 'Cause I wrote it. Somebody asked me that the other day. They was like, "Oh, what's your name?" I'm like, "Mark." Oh, I said it with a K or a C, and I'm like, they looked at me, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Anybody who has M-A-R-C, there's something wrong with them. That's the wrong way to spell it. It's M-A-R-K." And the person, like, I can't remember where that was. I think that was at the transport place. I think that's what it was. Yeah. Spell it with a K or with a C. I'm like, K. How could you not? It's the right way. Oh, I know some people that do it with C. I'm like, well, see yourself out of here. How you doing, Paris? I decided to get a little orange juice. Get some calcium and vitamin D in my body. Yeah, your name is spelled with an I or an N or a Y, or it's got L-I-N like Lynn. You know, L-I-N-N. Some people spell it with the I or the L-Y-N-N-E. Yeah, I think it depends on the culture or the like. The thing. Like, you're good. Good. Yeah, I'm good. I had an eventful day so far. It's a holiday here, as you might know. It's a Remembrance Day. I went to the graveyard, to the cemetery, and went to go see my dad. Yesterday made a month that he passed away. I took my mom and my sister. We went to the cemetery for a bit. The weather was really shitty, but still is. But we made it there, and it didn't rain while we were there. And then I asked my mom if she can tell me where my granny is, and she goes, "Oh, she's over there somewhere in the corner. I don't know exactly where." So I went to go look for her, and I found her grave too. So I got to see my granny's grave for the first time since she died 11 years ago. So it was pretty weird, but I didn't really feel anything. For me, it's kind of different, but yeah, Lynn, time has gone by. It's been a month already. My dad passed away. October 10th was when he passed. It's November 11th already. So it's already past a month. And I can't believe it's been 11 years. My granny's been dead too. I was like, because I said to my mom, I said, it's been at least like 7 or 8 years. She goes, no, it's more than that. And I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah, go look at the plaque. And I'm like, okay. So it said June 14th, 2014. And I'm like, what? I was like, fuck, it's been 11 years already? I'm like, holy shit. I can't even believe how fast this shit's gone by. But at least my mom and at least my mom knew where she was so she could tell me. And at least my dad and my granny's in the same cemetery, so that's pretty cool. But my grandfather's there too. But he died 50 years ago and they didn't really have those plaques and shit like that. So I have to like find out where he is. I have to find out from the church. I'm gonna call there probably this week and ask them if my where my grandfather is, what number is it? Because it's all numbered. So he might be on the opposite side. He might be in the middle. I don't know where he is. His plaque might not even be there. It might just say, oh yeah, he's under number 70 or whatever. So I'd have to like check. Because I told my mom and my sister that if his grave doesn't have a plaque with his name on it, my grandfather, then I would like to get one done. I'll make it myself, really. It's not that hard. All I gotta do is go get some letters and shit and get a little wooden plaque and just screw it on there. I don't really care. I'll ask my friend to do it. 'Cause my friend works at the grave, so I'll ask him if he can do it for me. He'll do it. I'll probably make one for him if he doesn't have one, of course. I never met my grandfather because he passed away right before I was born. So I would like to hook him up with a plaque at least. Not like no one's gonna go down there and see him or even care, but I do. At least give him something. So I need to find out what number he's under. Yeah, it's 11/11 today. 11/11. So yeah, it's been one of those days. The weather's really shitty, but at least I got to take my mom to. My mom's being carted around all day today. We meant to pick her up to go to the grave. We bring her here. Um, Over the weekend, we had dinner a few times, and now my oldest sister, because today is a holiday, my oldest sister came to pick her up at 1 o'clock, and they're shopping in town together. So I was like, thank God somebody helps out. But she's a busy person. She's a school teacher, so she doesn't have much time. But today's a holiday, so she decided to help my mom, which is nice. I'm glad. My mom needs like her daughters more. I mean, obviously my mom has me and my brother, and we see her like every day pretty much. But like my sisters are very busy women. They have very busy jobs, demanding jobs. So when my sisters can see their mother, they will. So, but between my brother and I, we're more flexible, and we live closer, and we can see my mom every day if we want to, which I pretty much have. That's nice, Lynn. I respect that. I think that we should. They bring us to this world. Least we can do is spend time with them and show them that we actually give a shit, not when they die. And I don't agree on that anyway. And all because my dad died doesn't mean I'm gonna spend more time with my mom because I already have. You know, I've explained that to a lot of people that before my dad even passed away, I've been at my parents' house every other day almost. Or my dad will come up here and my mom will come up here. They'll come up here and visit, or they'll come bring us food, or I take them to an appointment. You know, fix something at the house, regular shit. So if anything, I see them more than anything, and that's good. I respect you for that, Lynn. And Lynn, I respect you for that 100%, and you'll be rewarded gracefully by your spirit family and by your parents one day, because they'll know that hey, my child took care of me, my child helped me, my child did shit for me, actually acknowledged me. So it's a good thing. That's what God wants us to do. God wants us to take care of our parents because our parents took care of us. So the least you can do is take care of them when they reach a certain age. My mom, she goes 80 in January, so she's not getting younger. She's hitting 80. And my dad died at 82. So anybody who helps their parents, you should feel very proud and you should feel very much obligated to do so. And if you don't, then don't expect anything, you know. Like I said, don't expect anything spiritually in the long run. Absolutely, it's definitely important to, without a doubt. There should never be a doubt in anybody's mind to help their parents. Now, I know people don't have relationships with their parents sometimes, and, obviously bad things happen, and, that's understandable. Whatever your case is, if you are cool with your parents, but you don't give a shit about them and you don't go see them and you don't care about them, then that's fucked up. That to me, that's not good. Now, if you don't have any recognition of them and you don't want them and you hate them, then hey, that's on you. And I don't really care what you do with your life. I totally understand. Sometimes, you can have a really bad parent, that disrespected you, became a crackhead, or is some dirty hoe or some nasty, beater or something like that, or, addict or something, and you don't deal with them. So I understand totally how people, feel about their parents and about people in general. So, yeah, I totally get it. Oh, trust me. Believe me when I tell you. I'll tell you from experience that, and I know you, obviously, you're saying that, and I feel the exact same way. My dad was the biggest pain in my ass, period. He would call me every week with a problem. And every time I came there, he would say, "Hey, but you busy?" I'm like, "What happened now?" He'll start laughing, right? Because he's like, "Yeah, this guy must be like, every time I call him, he's got a fucking problem, right?" So then I'm like, "What happened?" He goes, "Oh, um, the window in your bedroom, when mommy tries to lift it up because I can't lift it up right now, my body's all messed up. I need you to put some spray on that window so that way it slides up and down." I said, "You mean to tell me you can't move that curtain out of the way and spray that shit that I left there? It's right on the kitchen like side counter where the laundry is. I left it there for you to spray in the grooves. Oh, I can't really do it and see it properly. I'd rather you do it because when you do it, it works. Oh, when you're ready and you come here, you can do it. It's not a big deal. Hint, hint, I need it done now, right? So if I'm in the area or if I have time, I'll go. Little stupid shit like that he can do, but he don't want to do, right? Because he just says that he can't do it anymore. So anyway, I'm like, yeah. I said if I get a chance, I'll come down there because I gotta go to the grocery store. So I'll come down there and hook it up for you. All right, cool. Oh, you working today? I said I'm working every day. Even when I'm not working, I'm working. He'll go, ha ha ha. Like he'll start laughing, right? As if to say, yeah, whatever. You ain't fucking working. Like he always doubts everything I do, right? He never ever had like 100% full confidence in what I was doing. Cause he knows I'm up to something, right? And now he really knows the truth of what I've been doing. Cause he's probably wondering how the fuck does this guy like live? You know, he's not working all the time and he's home. What the fuck is he doing home? You know? But see, I use my workshop as my scapegoat and my, I'm in there all the time. That's what I tell everybody. I ain't telling nobody about this life. Ain't none of your damn business what I'm doing. But now he knows, obviously, you know. He's a part of the team now, so he knows. But he used to aggravate me 24/7. No lie. My dad was probably the biggest pain in the ass in my entire life. And I got so mad this year with him one day that I said to myself, right? And my sister heard me. I said, you know what? I love dad, but he's the most ignorant, stubborn person I've ever known in my life. And one day when he's gone, I'm going to be relieved of not dealing with his fucking bullshit anymore. That's what I said out loud, right? And my sister's like, oh, you know how he is. I know he's a pain in the ass, and but he's only gonna call you because he knows you're gonna come and do it, and he doesn't want nobody else but you to do it because he knows you're gonna do it for free. If he calls somebody, that means he's gotta pay somebody. And I'm like, I know, but you don't understand. Like this guy like aggravate me all day. Like he always finds something for me to do, acting like I ain't got no life. People seen it on here when I'm on here. I'll be like, hold on, guys, my dad's calling me. And then I'll hang up and I'll be like, this fucking guy, man, he irritates me so much. Now he says that he pressed a button on the TV and he don't know how to fucking go back to the home page. I'm telling him how to do it and he's deaf as shit and can't hear me. Fuck, man. This guy's I used to like make off, right? I used to be so mad at him. I want to like when I get there, I wanted to just take the control and beat him with it sometimes, right? But it's just like your rage, that you have. Speaking of my mom, look, she's calling me now. Hold on a sec. Mommy. She was talking up a storm. I'm glad though. I'm glad my mom's all right. I feel bad for her. Today at the cemetery, she didn't. She was all messed up again. That's why I don't know why the fuck she wants to go there, but whatever. But she said she went shopping with my older sister, and she was talking to me about what we're gonna do tomorrow. She wants me to take her to the bank machine to get some money or something. And she said she wants to go look for some bath mats for her bathroom or some shit. So I was online looking for stuff just now for her. Little does she know what our son's doing. But anyway, she's alright though. She seems in much better spirits, and she said she had a good time shopping with my sister, and she offered to get her things and blah blah blah. Then my brother's going up there at 6, so another 2 hours my brother's gonna go visit her. So she was with me and my youngest sister early, and then she met with my older sister. And now my oldest brother, my brother's gonna go and see her now, like at 6. She said she has food, she has everything. So she said it's very windy down at the house. I'm like, oh, I know. The weather's ridiculous. It's crazy. So yeah, she's all right though. I'm glad she's okay. I get worried about her being by herself, but I told her call me whenever. Don't matter. I always answer and talk to her. She always calls me every day, sometimes twice a day. She likes to plan things with me so I can take her places. I never tell her no. I say, yeah, we'll go wherever, Mom. I said, look, we'll go all over the island tomorrow trying to find bath mats for you. I don't give a shit. We'll go wherever. She's cool. All right, I have my orange juice for today. I'm gonna go feed my dumb dog. She's barking outside. It's time for her dinner. And I'm gonna go do a few things I need to do. Then I'll be back in a little while. I should be back in a bit. I'm just gonna go feed my dog and sort out some stuff here and there. I need to go get some stuff in the garage real quick. Then I'll be back. All right, guys, I'll be back in a bit.